Well, I said that you were very little children when I left Angeles University as member of the board in 1998. And you were very small children yet in January 2001. The Philippines has come a long way since January 2001. Most of you were little children at that time, so you probably don't have much recollection of how it was like at that time. In fact, even for your elders, time has gratefully erased many memories of the tumultuous time less than 10 years ago when the nation teetered on political chaos and financial bankruptcy. The economy was jammed in reverse. Few investments were being made. Few jobs were being created. The public sector debt of 3.8 trillion pesos was bigger than the gross domestic product of 3.3 trillion pesos. Foreign reserves were razor thin. It was a time of lower salaries and high inflation. And due to low tax revenues, insufficient investments had been made to expand healthcare, improve education, provide clean water, and needed electricity to remote barangays. Into this dismal picture we stepped. I did not seek the office of the President in 2001. It was thrust upon me. But rather than shirk from this onerous task, we rolled up our sleeves, determined to turn the Philippines around. We were focused like a laser beam on delivering real results to better the lives of ordinary Filipinos. As an economist, I knew that to reverse years of economic decline, we had to instill fiscal discipline, grow the economy, and invest in human and physical infrastructure. These actions would form the building blocks of a turnaround that would deliver 36 quarters of uninterrupted growth, the creation of 9 million new jobs, the addition of 53 million to healthcare, and a stable fiscal situation. We are creating wealth by developing the labor-intensive, skills-intensive service sectors such as ICT and tourism as the key growth sectors, as I predicted during my first State of the Nation address in 2001. From scratch, with only 2,000 workers before I became president, we have created what is today a global powerhouse, the Philippine BPO industry. We achieved this by promoting strategic investments in key areas. First, a connectivity infrastructure backbone. We encourage the provision of more broadband services in cities and identified growth areas. Thanks to these investments, the cost of international calls went down from 40 cents to single digit. I see there it says 2 cents. The number of internet users jumped from 2 million in 2000 to more than 24 million internet users today. And so that no Taiwan tremor or tsunami can cut off our cyber services from their global clients, we engage PLDT and encourage PLDT and Globe to invest billions in international gateway redundancy. The second investment we made was an investment in an appropriate policy and legal environment. We created the Commission on ICT with the guidance that the ICT sector should be driven by the market and the private sector, not by government interference. Instead of interfering and regulating, what government did was to give incentives to developers of IT parks, assisted investors in identifying promising provincial sites, and built more transport facilities to those sites. This philosophy drove the fast growth of contact centers. Now the market is leading the growth of the high value-added segments of the offshoring and outsourcing industries such as accounting, legal, human resources, and administrative services. Third area of investment was the development of human capital. More than 5,000 schools, mostly high schools, in the public school system now have computer laboratories, while almost 4,000 schools have been connected to the internet. In technical education and skills training, we've invested 3 times more than the previous 3 administrations combined. A very large portion of this goes to scholarships for call center training, such as what Angeles University is offering on top of its ICT education. Thanks to these strategic investments, billions in investments have been poured into the country, creating 500,000 new jobs in BPO. Today, the Philippines has challenged India for BPO supremacy. Compared to $24 million in 2001, the BPO industry has earned or will be earning $7 billion this year. And that is not far behind India's $9 billion for call centers. For the second time, the United Kingdom's National Outsourcing Association awarded the Philippines as the offshoring destination of the year in recognition of the healthy environment as well as the power and infrastructure support in making the country attractive to foreign business. The 500,000 jobs created in the BPO industry are part of the legacy I will leave. A legacy of hard work, a strong and stable economy, renewed global engagement, major investments in healthcare and education, and dramatic improvements in physical infrastructure. Much work remains to be done, but I am determined to turn over to a new government, a new Philippines, one that is ready for the challenges of bringing the nation to the verge of first world in 20 years. As I said, 10 years ago, you were small children. You hardly knew, you hardly remember what it was like. 20 years from now, you will be at the prime of your life. You will be the leaders of this nation, whether you will be in politics, in business, or in civic life. And I hope that 20 years from now, when we are on the verge of first world, the educational system and the opportunities made available for investments and employment in matters like ICT and other important job-creating, skills-enhancing industries will have helped you to become leaders of a country ready for the first world. To all of you, congratulations, good luck, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for your visit here at the Angeles University Foundation Information Technology Training Center.